show you a method for taping the knee for anterior knee pain. So this is an option for pain around the kneecap, behind the kneecap, below the kneecap. So that's what I mean by anterior. And I've got 3 pieces of tape, 2 of the longer pre-cut, and then 1 cut in half with the edges rounded. I'm going to start with my knee bent and leg relaxed, so my foot's resting on the floor. And the first piece I'm going to use is the half length. So with that first piece, you're going to rip the back in the middle, peel back the backing. Oh, there we go. And then as I peel that back, I've got my middle section exposed. I'm going to put that right below the kneecap. So below the kneecap here where that patellar tendon is, you're going to stretch the middle, no stretch on the ends, below the kneecap, and I'm just going to pull, give it a little scoop, like a little hug, kind of a little smiley face below the kneecap. And then laying it down with no stretch on those ends. So stretching on the ends can cause blistering of the skin, so you always want to make sure there's no stretch on the ends of your tape. So there's piece 1, your little smiley face right below the kneecap. Piece 2, we've got our first long strip, and I'm going to start right below the knee again, sort of on that bony prominence down below the patellar tendon, the tibial tuberosity here. I'm going to rip off just the last inch or so of the backing. And I'm going to lay that down with no stretch. And now with these next 2 pieces, we're going to frame the kneecap. So in the first part here, as you peel back the backing, you're going to give it a nice amount of stretch as you come around the inside of the kneecap and right around that inner edge of the kneecap. And a good amount of stretch there. But then up once you're on the thigh muscle, less stretch. So about half the amount of stretch, and then no stretch on the end of the tape. Okay. And for our third piece, we're going to do that same thing around the outer edge of the kneecap. So I'm peeling off my backing about an inch, laying that down. It's like an X on the bottom. No stretch there. And as I peel that back, I'm going to give it about 80% stretch. So you can pull 100, let off a little bit, but a good amount of stretch. I'm just using my hand to keep that end down, and I'm going to come right around the outer edge of the kneecap now. So a good amount of stretch coming around the outer edge of the kneecap. You can anchor up here, and then 50% stretch or so, so less stretch on that upper part, and then the end, no stretch. So we've got our 3 pieces, 1 right below the kneecap and the other 2 around the perimeter of the kneecap, giving that kneecap a little bit of support. And that should be helpful with your anterior knee